Hello, everybody. I was gonna do welcome, hello, storytellers, because technically we're on Storytelling Tarot and Saint Zolani at the same time. Um,
Mhm.
Today we are here as the Twin Hooter Mobile. We are so excited to talk to y'all about the talking table. I know that we just had a bit of a snafu with tech, so we were on Instagram. Instagram didn't want us to get on together, so we back on the best platform. So this is where we probably should have started. But we are here. So we're so excited to talk about the talking table. I guess we can go ahead and get started, and because we have some people coming to join us, we have to figure out now if we can even do that because it was going to be easier for us to do that on a different platform.
Mhm.
But sometimes things just have to shift, and we rock with it.
Yeah.
Hi, Kaylin. Um,
Hi, Justice.
I am so grateful for the Twin Hoodoo Mothers and the work of the Twin Hoodoo Mothers. And I think that, what I think that we can do here for the sake of gathering in this moment, since we've had to make a shift, is really just talk about what the talking table is, what it was. And yeah, I would love to hear from you, Mother Zoe, about your experience. What is the talking table? The name came to us through you,
Mm.
and I would love to hear, yeah, just your thoughts and reflections. How you feeling today?
Thank you, Mother J. I'm tired. I'm tired. My body is actually still processing um, the magnitude of energy that came through the talking table and the shifts that occurred there. Because although we facilitated the space and channeled a lot to the people, things also get channeled to us. Shifts also occur for us, and I am still processing those shifts in my physical and energetic being. I don't have a lot of English words yet for what occurred there. What I have been saying is that the Holy Mother, the original mother, the primordial matriarchs, the mitochondrial mothers, that they opened their womb for us. They opened their womb for us. And we got to witness firsthand the aliveness of the erotic and how it is of the most potent utility in spirituality, how it is the most precise medicine. It is the most perfect medicine when the container is fortified, when the container is safe, and when the container has reverence for the erotic. It is the most potent and perfect medicine. It is the most aligned medicine. Mm. But yes, it is very hard actually for me to put into English language what has occurred. What have your reflections been?
Anytime we do our hoodoo events, we don't ever know what to expect. We have a plan. We talk with these spirits, um, and yet they manage to surprise us every time. And so I have been really just basking since we got home. The this, you and I talked about this privately, but the talking table reminded me so much of the calling, um our very first event. And we say that's the moment that we were made. We became the Twin Hoodoo Mothers at that event. And the what's been, I think, really powerful is the way that we um work with the spirits to really bring Healing that is, as Sarah McKeeba Days would say, that is healing our lineages backwards and forwards. And what we did at the talking table was, as you said, conjure up the erotic and healing those particular wounds that we may have around that, around our bodies, right? Around desire. Um, I really just have been just marveling at all the folks who came and who trusted us and how they were so open and vulnerable, and we planned on them, a few of them, being able to speak today. Unfortunately, tech would not allow it, but you're still going to hear from them. I'm going to make that happen, where we can still hear from some of the participants because um, I think it's really important to hear it from them, what they experienced, what happened inside of them, what they are noticing in their bodies and in their relationship with their ancestors and in the work that they're doing in the world. And I'm just so impressed all the time by the ancestors. I'm impressed by the work of the twin hoodoo mothers. Even though I am one half of the twin hoodoo mothers, like when we come together, I say it's like we become like this third thing, this third entity that the spirits can just kind of use us as a conduit for healing. And yeah, there is definitely something that the spirits are wanting for us to go deeper in within ourselves. And I'm just honored that the Twin Hoodoo Mothers have been kind of tapped to be a part of that, what is going on. Yeah, Mari says the message is still going and getting out, divine timing. Yeah, we show up. You know, we always talk about hoodoo being alive. Hoodoo is adaptable. Hoodoo moves. It's not stagnant. And so I'm grateful for those who are able to come on and just kind of witness us processing, what has happened. Um, was there anything about the talking table that surprised you, twin?
I think you want me to talk about the beautiful things, but that's not what's coming to mind right now. Um, as you, yeah, as you know, as you know, what surprised me is, or maybe what should not have surprised me
Hmm.
is how how the enemy is still attracted to this work, and how the
Hmm.
enemy is still attracted to the light and the medicine, and
Hmm.
still wants to not partake but pillage
Yeah.
and steal it from us,
Hmm.
and to steal it from the protected class of hoodoo. So I should say it shouldn't surprise me, but it still does. The audacity
Hmm.
that they may display in these moments where you are so deep in your power.
Yeah.
So with that question in mind, what also surprises me particularly about that space, that night, hoodoo and the erotic, is how fiercely protective the erotic is.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah. And how mm, and how she will demand mm, evil to be seen. Evil to be seen so you can call it out
Mm-hmm.
and get it the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just used one of my favorite phrases, um, which is the protected class of hoodoo. People over here on YouTube may have never heard you say that, at least not on my channel. They may have heard it on your channel. Would you let the people know who's included in the protected class of hoodoo?
The protected class of hoodoo, I channeled this in a video. I don't even remember the name of the video. It's here still living on YouTube. I think it was Uncrossing. It might have been the Uncrossing video. But the protected class of hoodoo is going to be Black women, Black femmes, Black trans folk, non binary people, Black children, Black elders. Mm. There's going to be Black fat folks, Black disabled folks, Black sex workers, Black neurodivergent, neuroexpansive folks, folks who have, if that language does not resonate, folks who have retrieved their polyrhythmic, polychronic self.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
yes, these are the protected class of hoodoo, and it's that's not the fullest statement of it, but in this moment, that's who is coming forward.
Yeah. And we
Mm-hmm.
know that there are um, perpetrators and folks that would try to snuff out the people of that class. And hoodoo insists upon the thriving of the folks that make up the protected class of hoodoo. And as the twin hoodoo mothers, like that has been our charge, is to serve the protected class, to protect, to offer healing, comfort, and care. And I all of that was present and kind of swelling at the talking table. Um, and I just love the blackness of hoodoo. I love um the blackness of this moment, of that moment inside of the room, but also since then, the camaraderie that has happened between the participants, the way that we were having great expressions of like mounting and spirit expression, but also like singing and dancing and celebrating. Like all of that was happening at the talking table. Um, and yeah, like that just reminds me that, like you said, like even in the midst of what could be perceived as evil, especially with the violence of Black men against a lot of members of the protected class of hoodoo. Um, Hoodoo is a safe haven,
Mm-hmm.
and the erotic protects those, um, like kind of under her wing. And so we saw that. I feel like that was something that, if I could think of what surprised me, not that the erotic is surprising, because I feel like our work together has always been inherently erotic,
Mm-hmm.
and inherently spiritual, and inherently like embodied. We always talk about the embodiment of hoodoo. You ain't doing hoodoo if you ain't embodied. I don't know what you're doing, but it ain't hoodoo. And so inside of our work, it has been inherently erotic in that way. It's because of the way that we talk with the spirits and the spirits talk with us and the way that they work with us and all of that. Um, we saw like peaks of it, I think, in the keeping room last our inaugural keeping room.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think the surprise has been for me the response of the people. Like the people are ready for what we've been calling hoodoo erotics. Like the people are ready for that type of embodiment. And so the response, like allowing ourselves to just kind of be present with ourselves and present with each other. We do a lot of laying on of hands. And, a lot of people want to like say that that is a church thing and that is a Christian thing. And it is not. It is not. That is that is a healing modality that we brought with us. And so um, the gift of being able to hold each other, the gift of being able to rock each other, to be able to uh, I don't give no business, but like there are expressions of how you cared for one of our community members who wanted to be here today and share their testimony with their own words. But there's a particular way in which hoodoo holds and asks for you to also hold yourself and others that we saw like expressed so beautifully. And like I said, the people were vulnerable and open. It was the songs that came out of people, right? The movement, jumping up out of your seat. This type of stuff is not just it's not just stuff that you are can only see in church, right? Our very first experience was out in nature at the river, and we have just been continuing in this tradition because hoodoo is alive. And so yeah, like I get excited as someone who works with primarily former church girls to see us reclaiming our bodies and remembering that we belong to ourselves. Like we don't have to give ourselves away to empire, we don't have to give ourselves away to these other things. Instead, we just grabbed or rather, I should say, that sounds like so forceful. We invited people to come to this living table where we could uplift our ancestors and let them come down and talk with us and let us know, like, touch the parts that need to be healed, touch the parts that need to be activated. And so I saw those expressions just bursting forth at the talking table from the very moment we started our cleansing ceremony. It just it went off from there.
Mm, yes, it did. What if someone is interested in one of our events? What do you think they may be experiencing in themselves right now that is signaling to them that they are ready?
Ooh, I think as soon as you asked that question, they felt it. As soon as you said that, like I felt like a jolt in my stomach. I was like, oh, okay. So if you had a bodily reaction just in
Mm-hmm.
hearing us, if while we're talking, you are feeling activated and you feel it somatically,
Mm-hmm.
that is a call. A lot of people, some of the people who came to the talking table, particularly those who this was their first time interacting with us, when I asked the question, how did you hear about the twin hoodoo mothers? How did you get here? And they all have very similar stories. My ancestors told me. My ancestors led me here. And one thing
Mm-hmm.
that you and I do often is that we always ask, like, okay, Spirit, send the ones who are supposed to be a part of this movement, of this
Yep.
family.
Yep.
And so yeah, I think that as soon as you asked that, like I felt like this, like this excitement. Um, yeah, like if you know that not only just the physical, like if you feel it like, in your chest, if you feel it in your stomach, if you feel it any place. Um, but also like if there's something in you that's leaning in a little bit because maybe you don't quite understand what we're talking about, but you want to. Or maybe you understand, but you don't know how. I don't know how I get what they're talking about, but I feel
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm into this,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or maybe you just know that you want to be closer to your ancestors, and you've been looking for hoodoos
Mm-hmm.
um, who can make it real for you, who, um, yeah, who just want to hold you and to rock you and to welcome you. Yeah, I think that's one of the primary ways that you'll know that you should find us. We travel, we call ourselves a traveling church.
That's awesome.
There are many thriving hoodoo societies all over Turtle Island. And Zolani just said the other day, we're a hoodoo society as well. We just happen to be that traveling church.
Traveling.
And so we're not in one location, we are in many locations.
Yeah.
Um,
I also call us, and I will say this out loud with my whole pussy. We are the pilgrimage site.
Come on.
We are the pilgrimage site. So exactly what Twin was just saying, like you feel this in your body. Maybe you don't fully understand it in English language just yet. And that's also beautiful. That's also confirmation because outside of
Mhm.
empire, it is your body that confirms. It
Yeah.
is your body as the site of knowing, and also you as the meaning maker, not just through language, but also through how you interpret, whether that is through your gifts, through your creativity, through your yeses and your nos, right? So I just want to say that is confirmation, that is affirmation, and that is the driving force that pulls us forward. This is why embodiment is so important. This is why your discernment is so important. This is why your own ancestral practices are so important, because they help lead us to one another.
Yes.
Let it be confirmation that whatever healing you've been doing at your altar, in your bedroom, in your garden, at your local lake and river and swamp, because I know it's
Hmm.
some of y'all out there, and your
Well,
local tree,
yeah.
that we have been getting in harmony with each other. So yourself up to that, opening up yourself to that discernment, that hoodoo discernment. Come on,
Hmm.
Demoja, the great Mojo. That leads
Hmm.
you to us. That is the pilgrimage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So let it be confirmation. Let yourself say yes to it. This is a year of saying yes, of knowing your no's and also saying yes.
Mm.
Ooh, yes, I need to be there. I need to be in that room.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'm going to meet. You might be meeting yourself.
Come
All
on.
right.
Come on. Yeah.
But let that the Hoodoo erotics, as Twin was saying, let that be your North Star.
Yes.
Let that be your compass. Let that be your GPS. I promise you, it really is going to lead you to the Twin Hoodoo mothers, because we're really doing this. And it's
For
not
real.
just us, as Twin has said recently, it is also because we have come together. So that
Hmm.
healing and resonant work that you are doing and that you have been putting out into the universe and reverberating quantum hoodoos out there,
Uh-huh.
it is bringing us and calling us and pulling us together. That's why our events are so powerful.
Yeah.
That's why. It's
Hmm.
not just us. I mean, I'm always gonna give us our props. I'm not the. I don't want to be humble. Fuck that. I don't want to be humble for what?
Okay.
Like my
Okay.
ancestors don't like that. Actually, we
Hmm.
give ourselves praise, and
Hmm.
it is not just us. As Twin said, it is because we came together,
Yeah.
because we, I mean, group ceremony collectively are consenting to the ancestors coming down, consenting to the Hoodoo pantheon coming down,
Yeah.
consenting to the erotic opening up. It is a reflection of the work that you have been doing as well.
Yes.
And that is so important. I had a client recently where, you know, they're thinking all these things about themselves, and I'm looking and I'm like, baby, you are way further along than you are giving yourself credit for.
Come on.
You
Yeah.
are way further along.
Yeah.
And that's why you found me, because we need each other. And I need you to come up into these places. We need to
Uh-huh.
get into these spaces with community, because y'all are doing such beautiful work individually. And Hoodoo is, it is a collective practice as well. Please don't ever forget that.
Yeah.
It is a communal practice as well.
Yes.
We can, me and Jada can open up the vortex. When we talk, we're opening up the vortex.
Yeah.
Casual conversation, we're opening up the vortex. But
Hmm.
baby, when we all get together, whoo, look, if he wanted to take us on up out of there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
you feeling, Twin? What you feeling?
I'm feeling the vortex. Like
Yes.
I'm feeling it with you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Danielle said in the chat, the modern day hoodoo matriarchs, like we don't take that type of acknowledgement lightly. When we got together, uh, it was actually T who said to shout
Grandma
out
baby
to
apothecary.
I was gonna say shout out. I was gonna say shout out to Grandma Baby Apothecary. Um, it was actually T who said years ago, um, when Twin was teaching Hoodoo Foundations and asked me to teach a course or teach inside of the course, teach a class inside the course. And I remember I was talking about it, really excited about it. And T said to me, I could see you and Zolani starting a hoodoo church. Twin and I had not had any conversation. I was just like, I'm trying to be a student because I'm like a forever student. I'm just trying to be a student. I'm just trying to learn. And Zolani has always been a hoodoo I have admired um since I got into the tradition. And so I was just trying to learn. I didn't know that Twin was gonna be like, oh, but you're a teacher though. You're supposed to teach. So teach.
Mm.
And then
Tore
I
it down,
still hear about
baby.
that class. I
Yeah,
still hear about that
yeah,
class.
tore it down.
Um, but even in that class, the twin hoodoo mothers were forming because in that class I taught about prayer, the power of
Hmm.
prayer. And in that class, I remember like towards the beginning, Twin was like, can I say something? I'm like, this is your course. Of course you can. And there was Twin said was started talking about these different aspects of prayer that was piggybacking off what I was saying. And we were like almost like had a moment of like co-teaching. And so that was like the beginnings of the Twin Hoodoo Mothers. And it became something special. And so shout out to T for their insight to see like there's something with y'all that we hadn't even come to yet. And what I'm thinking about is you're talking about where the people are.
Hmm.
Um, it's like when you show up, spirit will bring the people.
Yes.
And so all we did was say yes. I had a relationship with a body of water. I said, I think we need to go to the Eno in Durham, North
Hmm.
Carolina. We
Hmm.
divined on it. Mother Eno started talking to me,
Mm.
and we just said we're gonna grab us some hoodoos and we're gonna go, and we did. And I will never forget. Like this was our thing. Because we've all, like I said, we've always been about pleasure and the erotic. So we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna be twerking at the river. We got bubbles.
We
We
gonna have a
got
good
hula
time. Play
hoops.
some music.
Okay, we said we're gonna call these spirits down and we just gonna, we're gonna pray. We had a beautiful altar because we love altars. We had a beautiful altar,
Mhm.
altar set up that everybody participated in.
Yep.
And we were like, yeah, we're gonna go to the water, we're gonna give thanks, we're gonna give our offerings, and then we're gonna twerk and we're gonna eat, we're gonna da, da, da. And Twin and I get into the water and we're standing there. And the first person come, it was one of our volunteers. One of our volunteers. We were like, well, you come on, baby, you come on first. We just gonna hold hands and we just gonna pray together. But let me tell you about my twin who's psychic, who a couple days before the calling said, Twin, I feel like we about to have a hoodoo
Hoodoo
baptism.
baptism.
And I started
Listen, y'all.
laughing.
You did laugh. I
I
was like,
started
bro, like
laughing
I see a hoodoo baptism. Like, okay.
because I was like, I didn't know who we were yet.
Mhm.
I was still thinking of me as Jada. I was still thinking of Zolani as Zolani. We had not met the twin hoodoo mothers because when we got together, from the moment, and we actually met for the first time that weekend.
Mhm.
From the
In person.
moment
Yeah.
I picked you up from the train station and we hugged and we hugged and we hugged. I was like, oh, this is different. Like, this is
Mhm.
different. That volunteer got into the river with us. And I mean, as soon as they got to us, immediately passed out in the spirit. And I had to catch them because I was like, oh, wait, what is going on? And so I said, oh, this is bigger than us. I remember I caught that baby. I looked at Twin and I realized, oh, the spirits are here
Yeah.
for hours. What
6
6, 7 hours?
or 7 hours we was in that water.
We stood in that water, and all the people who came, the hoodoos, came down and got in the water one by one by one.
Yep.
And those spirits were so potent. Mother
Mhm.
Eno was so potent. And so we knew from there this is something special. But it's
Mhm.
not only our power, it is also, as Twin said, the power you bring. Because one of the things that I said to the people before we even got to the water, I said, what do you have to lay down? Because that's what the river told me. Don't just come here and play. Come here knowing I'm going to leave something with this water and I'm going to
Mhm.
pick something up.
Mhm.
And so people had that posture. And so they were able to do that. We invited them into that. And when I say the hoodoo showed up, and so the spirit showed up, the calling, that event was a lot like the talking table
Yeah.
in that we understand like there's a posture. Like it's not just wearing your whites, it's what you
Mhm.
bring into. Don't come up in here empty handed. We all about protocol, okay?
Mhm.
Don't come in here empty handed. I know your ancestors talking to y'all already. We know because we know the people who come to us. They have relationship with their ancestor, even if it's new. You
Mhm.
have it. You have it. And so the way, that's why I said I was so surprised by the response, the way that like Emmanuel's in the chat, Emmanuel's singing voice, able to
Mhm.
call them spirits all the way down. It was one of our members of the motherboard, Lex, walking around, pacing counterclockwise with a tambourine. It was Dr. Mother Zolani in the kitchen making a powerful bath.
Mm.
That bath carried. We thought we go into the talking table, we're like, okay, we're gonna do cleansings because we believe in protocol. Before we come to the table, we got to come correct. So we're like, okay, we're gonna do cleansings. Zolani and I did our smoke offerings. We called the people outside. Zolani seated with this beautiful bowl of this powerful bath. And I knew it was gonna be something because Twin was almost slain in the kitchen. I'm like, do I have to catch you now? Do I have to catch you now? Because
Yeah,
when
my
they get
end of
on
that
you,
water, I said, I'm finna fall out. Like there's
okay,
finna a
when they get
fountain
on you, they get
right
on you.
now. Yes. They take my
Um,
legs first, by the way, y'all. Like they just take them from
it's the
under me.
legs. I
Yes.
I I feel like your armor bearer. I feel like I have to always watch you because at any moment Twin could be walking. Next thing you know, I'm like, oh, look, because they like to take Twin up out of here. Okay. Um,
Yes.
and so it was powerful because for me, I think of what every participant brought to the talking table, not just what they tangibly brought and put on the table, but what were the cries? What were
Mhm.
the prayers? What were those things?
Mhm.
Because the moment, that's what makes the mojo. That is the mojo.
Mhm.
If you can bring all of you including your ancestors, then when that water that has been charged and activated touches your hands,
That's it.
when that water touches your feet,
Yeah.
it's the moja. And so that was supposed to be a cute little, behind the scenes for those who were at the talking table. In our mind, that was going to be a cute little 15-minute ceremony.
Right. Real quick, just like here
Real-
you go. Let's just hit. Let's just bless, and
okay.
then we're gonna go up in here. Nah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be 15 little minutes. Everybody going to wash their little hands and we're going to go in there. Spirit started hitting people.
Yep.
Things started shifting already. We haven't even started, but I guess we had started. And that really set us up for what happened for the rest of the night. Yeah. It's
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, man, 15 minutes per person.
And
Like,
then I'm sorry. I'm laughing because, like I said, Twin and I are always surprised. So after that was over, everybody's been cleansed, everybody's inside. I'm looking around like, okay, well, that was the talking table, y'all. Like I said, well, do we eat now? Is that it? Um, and then Twin sat down and started singing Peace Like a River.
mm,
Mm,
mm.
it was not over. We were we were just getting started because the 15 minutes that Emmanuel was talking about um turned into 30 plus minutes when we got inside and started working with each other individually.
Yeah.
It became who is it? Who
Mm-hmm.
is ready for
Mm-hmm.
an encounter? And it's like you said, it's so hard to describe with human words. It's so hard to describe what you can experience in your body when you're in the room with hoodoos like that.
Yes.
When you feel the power of your ancestors. Because I want you to know, Zolani and I were laying hands. Zolani and I were doing our energy work that we know to do, but out of your mouths came your ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
When you were weeping and wailing, those were your ancestors crying out.
Yep.
When some of y'all just straight up started channeling and prophesying, those were your ancestors coming out.
Yep.
All we did was stir the water. Everybody else jumped in. And so I'm so grateful to be in a community of people who are like, yeah, I need that. Like, yeah, I
Yes.
want the activation. I want the
Yes.
activation. And we knew it was powerful because we've had the keeping room, which was a multi-day, which is a multi-day um event. But we were like, let's do it one day. And so the talking table came to be as let's do a quick little something that's like that'll hold you till we get to the multi-day event. And so yeah, like I'm just so impressed with all of our participants who came to Talking Table Atlanta. We are so excited about the next Talking Table, which is next week, a week from today.
Oakland, baby, Bay Area.
We're gonna be in
Mm.
Oakland.
Mm.
Um, oh, and I'm so excited because Atlanta got it stirred up. Atlanta
Yes.
kind of really came
Yes.
through. Oakland is in for a treat as well.
Mm.
Kaylin
Kaylin
says,
said, oh, go
uh,
ahead.
go ahead.
Kaylin says it was like we carved out our own pocket universe together in that room because the experience and feeling were and still are beyond human language. Yes.
Mm,
Yes. That's why I said
yes,
that's why I call y'all quantum hoodoos. Like that's what that is. That's
yeah,
exactly that, carving out your own pocket universe
yeah.
and calling yes ancestors down but also activating God within you.
Mm,
Y'all were going through your emotions and activating things from time before and forward and parallel. I'm like, I'm looking at you, I see God,
yes,
and I recognize that.
yes, yes,
That is exactly correct, Kaylin. I love that.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I tell people when you come to the Twin Hoodoo Mothers, you got to be ready to see yourself. Like you said, when people come to us, they meet themselves. You got to
Mm-hmm.
be ready because
Mm-hmm.
as Twin says and teaches about being divine mirrors, we are divine mirrors, and because there are two of us, wherever you turn, there go one of us. You can't get away
You
from
can't
it.
get away.
You can't, you can't, you cannot get away.
Ooh,
You
yeah.
cannot get away. But the thing is, you don't when you're in safety, you don't want to get away from yourself. You
That's
want
right.
to sink into yourself. You want to sink into your body. And that's
Yes.
what happens is
Yeah.
people trusting themselves to sink into their own existence. Especially when you live in a world as a black and multi-marginalized person, everything about this existence wants you to escape, to
Yeah.
run. In hoodoo, we can say, "Oh,
Mm. Oh,
that's
I
the
can get that off.
eroticism."
Yeah.
That
Mm.
yes, that's the eroticism.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so, like, as I'm thinking about just what we have experienced together, like that's I want people to know, like, you will meet yourself. And so I tell people, be get comfortable. If we have like a conversation before an event, I tell people get comfortable with praise.
Yeah.
Get comfortable with worship. I don't mean worshiping some other God. I mean we worship you. We praise you.
Ooh.
We might be the twin hoodoo mothers, but it's not strange for us to get on our feet, get down on the ground. I mean, for you,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a strange thing for us to put our foreheads to the ground and bless you and
Mm-hmm.
anoint you. You will see us lift your chin, lift higher,
Roll them shoulders back.
roll those shoulders back.
Keep that heart lifted, baby.
Yes, you are a king,
Mm-hmm.
and not in no we was kings type way. It's you knowing who were your ancients. How are they present in this moment? Where everything has tried to kill you, you come around the twin hoodoo mothers, we gonna remind you of who you are. We're gonna remind you
Yeah.
because we need you to be who you are. You strengthen us when you are in your power. So yeah, you have to get used to worship. There's a lot of throwing offerings. I remember taking off my bangles at the keeping room and throwing them at
Mm-hmm.
one of our trans siblings' feet. I remember bowing down low.
Yep.
We not only embody, but we want to give y'all examples of what it means to do this. Yes, magic. I remember when you said that it hits then, it hits now. A gathering to end all wars.
Mm.
A gathering to end all wars. What would it be like if we regularly knelt at the feet of trans people, Black trans people?
Mm.
What would it be like if we continued to give honor, reverence, care, and prioritize Black, disabled, neurodivergent, and mad folks? That's the world not only that I want to live in, but the world I do live in as a twin hoodoo mother at our events. And events doesn't even sound the right word. Ceremony. It's ritual. It's a homecoming. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
what I think our ancestors were dreaming of for real. It's why they created hoodoo to start.
And not just dreaming, but as Kaylin said earlier, we created a pocket universe. So
Mhm.
now we have real live evidence that this can happen,
Yeah.
that this occurs, that this is real. Do you know how potent that is? That it no longer stays in the imagination. I know what it
Mhm.
feels like
Mhm.
in my body, tangibly,
Yeah.
to be in that reality. And the people need that real bad,
Real bad.
real bad. You know, they say faith without works is dead. These are the works
Yeah.
that reactivate, reinvigorate
Yeah.
your faith, your dreams, your imagination. Something that me and Twin said, we bring the baby back alive.
Mm-hmm.
The parts of you that Empire thought it slaughtered, the parts of you that Empire thought, I got that, I digested that, I ate that, but you, not in a cunty way, not in the
Mm-hmm.
coinsy way, in the I aim to destroy this person way.
Yeah.
When we get together, what we facilitate, the ceremonies that we do, we call yourself out of the mouth of the beast, out of the belly. You are not compost for capitalism. You are not compost for fascism. Wake it up. We bring you back. We bring you back. Yes, talking table killed the doubt within me. I have been changed. Yes.
Yeah.
We're not making this up.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of ego. My ego is not bound to empire. I don't have that kind of ego. I don't got to get up here and lie. Me and Jada don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
When I say we, the Twin Hoodoo Mothers, the work of the Twin Hoodoo Mothers reawakens those dormant ancestral primordial memory cells. We are doing this for real.
Yeah. It's the work of our
People
life.
have been changed, healed, free, delivered. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's the
And it's
work of our lives.
that's it. That's it.
Mm. Oh, how I wish we could have had the people who were there come on and talk like we wanted to, but
Mm-hmm.
we do have someone did send me, Mari sent me her testimonial, and I would like to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mari says, there's Mari running the fever and
All
left a
right
new
now.
person because I was changed. Demosia. Mari says, I didn't realize that the talking table was under a new moon until I got home.
Mm.
I'm no astrologer and I'm not all into that. I just know what I know. A little something about nothing and some stuff and things in between. But sitting in reflection and prayer, it came to me. A new moon is a reset, a beginning, a quiet planting phase. The sky is dark and nothing is visible yet, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. New
Mm.
moons are for setting intentions, for inner reflection, for starting fresh without pressure, for planting seeds. And that's exactly what the talking table was. The talking table was helping us write our next chapter. But the truth is, we didn't fully begin that new chapter until we walked away from that space. At the talking table, you're given the space to mourn, to release the old version of yourself so you can make room for the season and chapter you're stepping into. This is a quote from Mawia Bomani. It says, we are at war, and every spiritual tool that ain't preaching and living liberation will grin as we bleed out. We
Mm.
gonna witness the fools encouraging us to bring butter knives to gunfights.
Hmm.
Mari continues, don't rely on things that sound good but don't truly help you. Be intentional about choosing what actually strengthens and protects you. Nobody is coming to save you, to save us. So you have to be willing to save yourself and be prepared. The talking table is that preparation. The
Mm.
talking table allowed me to get clear on what I wanted, what I needed to release. It reminded me that there has to be alignment before action. The
Hey.
talking table, that's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah, the talking table was a good, deep emotional release, real closure, letting go of what no longer serves me and gaining clarity on things that are still unfolding even now.
Mm.
The talking table was remembrance of who we are as Black people, of what our ancestors did, not just to survive, but to thrive in a world that tells us we don't belong and we are not wanted here.
Mm.
The talking table was freedom, the kind that lets you show up as your whole self unapologetically. The talking table was a strong, anointed, amplified energy in that space. You could feel it. It guided us, covered us, held us. It was the real work. The same work the mothers in the church, our mothers, our grandmothers, and the ones before them have always done. To witness it, to feel it, to be in it in real time. There aren't really words for that, but you know you were protected. You
Mm.
knew you were covered. You knew you were safe. And what settled deep in my spirit after leaving that space, community is everything. If you have no community, you have nothing.
Mm.
And that way of moving along, isolated, disconnected, that's not who we are. That's not how we were built.
Preach to somebody, Mari.
Come
Yeah.
on, Mari.
Preach to
Come
somebody,
on.
baby. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Mari is a writer, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh, as Black people, we are people of community. My continuous prayer has been that as I grow, my community grows with me, that I'm
Mm.
surrounded by wise counsel, like minds who are grounded, not easily swayed, who know themselves and pour into others just as they are poured into. And at the talking table, my community grew. From the beautiful souls I encountered to the way we poured into one another, it was a beautiful thing to witness. I look forward to cultivating the relationships that were formed in that space. I belong to them and they belong to me. If you know where that's from, put it in the chat. Uh, I belong to them and they belong to me. I hold space for them and I will continue to do so. Thank you, mothers, for the healing, for the release, for the prayers, and for the intentional work you do. If you're thinking about attending the talking table, I encourage you, release the fear, release the doubt, release anything that doesn't align with your peace. Show up for yourself
Mm.
because at the talking table, you'll be reminded of the power you hold and who you truly are. The world does a good job of trying to make us forget, but that space brings you back and reminds you of exactly who you are and whose you are. The mothers, our ancestors, the Most High, and Spirit shifted the atmosphere in that room. They reached backward and forward. Word to Sarah McKeever days, huh? They reached backward and forward through those prayers for us and over us. Don't forget, we are all living off the prayers of those who came before us. So
Mm.
I'll leave you with this. How will you show up for yourself? Because you're not here right now in this moment for nothing. It's time to answer the call. Demoja. Mari, I know you in the chat.
Minister, come on.
Listen, I know you in the chat. Mari, wow. I'm
I
so
love
glad
that.
you wrote that. I'm so glad you wrote that. Can you email me that? Can you email me that?
Ooh,
um, Wow. It's everything that we've been saying. But
literally,
from
yes.
from the mouths of someone in the room. And as we've been reading through the chat, those who are here, Indigo was with us, Dust Soil Studio was with us. Um, thank y'all
And I
for your
think he's still
yes.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Caitlin's still here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we just want to say thank y'all for trusting us. Some of y'all are interacting with us for the first time. And I think it's the same thing. Y'all, there was something in your spirit that said, go, just go. And
That's
so,
Christy Marie. Hi, Christy Marie.
Krista
Hey,
Marie in here?
baby. Yes.
Yes. Hey, Krista Marie. Baby, I wish we could have got Krista Marie on the call.
I know. I
We're gonna
know.
I think
Instagram was hating, but yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna find a way to we're gonna find a way because we would like to hear from y'all, even if we do like videos or like a Zoom or I will figure out something else once Mother and I finish the talking table. So um oh okay, Denicia. Hey
Denisia's coming up
Denicia.
here.
Oh Denicia, don't play. Talking about I promise I'll hop on the flight next week if I could. Don't even play with my spirit like that. Um Woo, talking about a double what is it, back to back?
Mm-hmm.
Um double feature. That's what I was looking for. But we are so excited. We have not done anything on the West Coast. So we're gonna be in. If you want to come to the talking table, you still can. If you're watching this at the time of us recording this, or the time that we are streaming this, our next talking table is May the 2nd. It's in Oakland. Um, I will have to drop the link in the description box after this. But you can also follow us online at Twin Hoodoo Mothers, Muthas, for that information. on how to register. And if you are a California resident, you have a special stewards rate that is now available, and it's first come first serve. So get on there and get that rate. It's actually 50% off. So and that was a spirit led thing. So there must be something really special about us being in California in the Bay Area. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be there and um, you are a California resident and you are Hoodoo, these are Hoodoo events. That means Black people, specifically Black mages. And we're talking about people who are, how do I want to say that? Black women, Black femmes, Black non binary people, Black trans people. That is who we serve. That is who the Twin Hoodoo Mothers are for. Period. Period. We heal ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We heal ourselves. We know who we're for. The protected class of Hoodoo. And so if you know that's you and you want to come, we want you to be there. If you're ready to meet yourself, if you're ready to for your relationship with your ancestors to be reinvigorated. If you feel like I feel like I'm not quite hearing them, let us come and join in partnership with you to open up those pathways. Um, Let us come confirm what you already know about yourself. Let us affirm who you are. Maybe something that you forgot. Um, yeah. Cynical said, "This is for the mages." Yes.
Period.
Um, yeah, yeah. Is there anything you would like to say about the talking table in Oakland, twin?
I'm so excited to call on those waters of the Pacific. That's a big mama.
Hmm.
That's a big mama. And we typically are on the East Coast. Typically we are working with Big Mama Atlantic. Uh, but the Pacific has something for us too,
Yes.
particularly the Hoodoos. I think there is something about liberation that she wants to teach us and reveal to us and wash over us. And I'm so excited to see her again. I ain't been on the West Coast in a minute, so I'm so excited to come over there and be with the people that are there. Something that we have witnessed that occurs any place that we go. Like I said, I told y'all in the beginning, we are the pilgrimage site.
Yeah.
So yes, we're a Hoodoo society. But we travel
Hmm.
and we are the pilgrimage site. And if you've ever been to any pilgrimage sites, any real ones, you can feel the activation as you come into the space.
Hey, hi, John. Hmm.
Yes, you can feel the activation. You can feel the layers and layers and layers and years of prayers in that space. And so whenever me and Twin go somewhere, baby, we leave that place, that land better than we found it. We leave that land activated. And so that makes me excited, one, for Atlanta, because y'all still activated and it's still working through y'all. So I'm excited for what's about to come to Atlanta, because Atlanta needs a Hoodoo revolution.
Hello.
I ain't
Hello.
gonna say too much. I ain't gonna be too shady, but Atlanta
It's
needs a Hoodoo revolution.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The ATR of the land. Okay,
Hello.
I'll just say that.
Of
I'm just
this
gonna say
land.
that, of
Of
this
this
land,
land.
our
For the
land.
island. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
just say that. I'm gonna just say that. Uh, so that makes
Hmm.
me excited for Oakland. That makes me excited for the Bay Area, who already has a Bay Area Hoodoo Society with
We
Twin and
do.
Danielle, who's in the chat. Mm? I'm so excited for those activations and for those reverberations and for what will come forward. Maybe Ryan Coogler will consult us next time,
Maybe.
maybe.
Maybe. We're here. We're here.
Maybe.
We're here and we're queer.
Maybe.
We're here
Hey,
and we're queer, and that was the only
hey.
thing that Sinners was missing was some queer representation. So let us give you the hoodoo and the queer. I mean, to me, hoodoo is inherently queer, but that's a whole maybe that's another topic.
I 1000% agree with you.
Oh, I know
Yes,
you
it's
do.
inherently it has structural competency. When I said that when we was talking about the panel and y'all
Uh-huh.
was like, "Yeah, we don't have to queer it. We don't have to deconstruct it. It
Okay.
already is.
It
It
already
already is."
it
So,
already
I'm
is.
so excited for that that land and the stewards that are there and for what will awaken within them and how that then helps you all to pursue everything you desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I see Dee Dee in the chat says, "Hi, Bay Area Hoodoo here." Hi, Dee Dee. I hope that you are connected with me and the Bay Area Hoodoos because we just started our Hoodoo Society. And so we are excited. So hopefully we'll see you in the talking table, but make sure you get connected with the Bay Area Hoodoos as well if you haven't already. I don't know if you were at our first event, but yeah, Pooh B 3215 is the co-founder of the Bay Area Hoodoos. So that's why the audible screams are going off. um yeah, we are so happy to like have a hoodoo home in the Bay Area. You know, when I moved out here, I was just struck at like the blackness obviously of Oakland. But also if y'all are familiar with Yeye Louisa Tish, who wrote Jambalaya,
Mm-hmm.
in Jambalaya, she said that the San Francisco Bay Area is a hub, a spiritual hub. And I love that because so many folks who came here came from like that Gulf area, Louisiana, Mississippi, those areas came out here to the Bay. They brought hoodoo with them. They brought hoodoo with them. And so, oh, hi, Diamond. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Good to see you. Um, so yeah, like hoodoo has to be represented out here. But like you said, like this is the land that our ancestors were brought to. Hoodoo's going to be anywhere. And so what we did is just say, yeah, let's start meeting. Let's make this happen. And so I find myself you know, in partnership with Zolani, with the Twin Hoodoo Mothers, who is a traveling society or collective, and then in partnership with Danielle for like the one that stays. And so what's cool about what Twin and I do is we said that like we wanted to be able to go around this country, this pilgrimage site that is our bodies, but also our actual places that we go. That when we leave, the people who are there are like, now you know some hoodoos here. Now y'all can start meeting. And if I just as we told the folks in Atlanta, if it's intimidating to like start a society because it sounds so like, oh, what I got to do, like just meet up.
Just meet
Just go
up.
to dinner.
Just
Yeah,
meet up.
like exchange numbers, go to dinner, go watch a movie together. Like somebody moving, maybe y'all can help that person pack and move. Like have game nights. Like it doesn't have to be so serious. It's really about community with people who are in your tradition, a liberatory tradition
Yes.
that is truly has a care praxis built into it. It's like Twin said, what we love about hoodoo is that we don't got to deconstruct hoodoo. There's a lot of people who are deconstructing Christianity. I know because that's my clientele. That's where I'm called, right? My work is to help with the people coming out of the church. They might not necessarily be going the hoodoo route. Some of them do, some of them don't. But my goal is to help them to get all that stuff that's colonial and white and patriarchal and homophobic, transphobic off of them and from inside of them so they can see themselves clearly and see the hi Maze
You
and
hear him?
see yes. May say amen, demotion.
Yeah.
To do all of that work. Like that's what I do. The beauty of hoodoo, you don't have to do that.
Sure don't.
It's hoodoo is, in the words of my good friend and powerful hoodoo Joy Kemet, hoodoo not just decolonial, it's anti-colonial. And Joy moves from an anti-colonial lens of hoodoo.
Mm-hmm.
We should all be doing that because hoodoo does not is not impressed by empire. Hoodoo does not want to be anything like it. And so, what's powerful is like that is how we are moving through the world. And yes, love Joy's work. Joy is powerful. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we have some powerful people in this tradition. It is alive. We
Yes.
are just one like entity of Hoodoo's doing things, but like some we are Zolani and I are initiated into the King of Energy Medicine. So there's the skin priestess Jordan who's doing powerful work. There's Sarah
Mm-hmm.
Makiba Days who's doing powerful work with the Sarah with Sankofa shadow work. There's we already talked about T and Grandma Baby. There's Joy Kemet doing powerful classes and making powerful brooms that I used at the talking table. Some of y'all that got to hollering and screaming, that broom was getting stuff off of you. So there are Hoodoo tools and methodologies and teachings and beliefs and power, and we bring all of that in the room. Not only at the talking table, but every single thing we do, whether it's a live in person event or if it's one of our virtual healing services or our prayer services or conjure services. Like this is the work that we're doing for the time that we're in. I don't know how to miss the swamp doctor themselves, Denicia, master medium, a medium's medium. The mediums
Mm-hmm.
go to Denicia to get a reading, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You gotta know you can be big and bad. You can't do it all by yourself. You're gonna need another hoodoo. Denise
Right.
is one of those hoodoos that I trust when I need to get a word.
Yeah.
So yeah, we walk with a very mighty people. This is such a beautiful tradition. And I love the work of the Twin Hoodoo Mothers and what we're doing. And it just goes up from here. It does. Do we want to talk about a little bit about what's coming up in December? Should we tease it a little bit
You
since
know
we're
what?
here?
You can if you want. Sorry, Maze is like right here. Trying to make sure he don't knock nothing down. Oh
Okay.
gosh. Yes. So we do have a, what are we calling it? Flagship? Um
I've been saying like premiere.
not premiere.
I've been saying like premiere or like yeah, like flagship. We don't we gonna figure it out.
It's it is one of our signatures. It is an intensive.
That's the word.
Yes,
Signature.
it's called the Keeping Room Hoodoo Site and Mediumship Development. Last time we did it, we were in New Orleans, one of my ancestral homes. And this year, at the end of the year, we are going to be in Savannah, Georgia, baby. What they call it, the Jewel Coast. Yes. Um,
Woo, woo.
Child, hooting, hollering, doctoring, learning,
Yeah, yeah.
teaching, embracing one another. If you enjoyed the talking table, and I know you did,
Mm-hmm.
you want to be in this room.
Yeah. And
You
if you're
want to be
enjoying
in
this
this room.
conversation right now, you want to be in that room.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, sorry, making sure he's okay.
Okay.
Yes, we go, but we are going to be there at the end of the year, and we haven't done a lot of like public announcing, but we have told the people that we are already in community with that it is occurring and that we want them to be there. Twin, do you want to talk a little bit more about how people can get there and register?
Yeah, we are actually in the process. We're actually changing our process for how folks can get into the keeping room. It's a very intimate event. And by intimate, I don't mean small, I mean intentional. And so, for those who already have access, have already gotten, there's some people who have already registered for the keeping room, baby. They said, "I heard about it. I'm going. I'm gonna be
I'm
there."
going.
They said, I'm gonna be there." So some people have already registered, and for those who've already been to our events, they also have access as well. For those who are still waiting, we're going to be coming out with that information. We're going to get through this next event, and so in the next couple of weeks you'll hear from us an update on how to get into the keeping room. Again, we serve Black mages. That is Black people of marginalized genders.
Yes.
Priority for us. um, that's our ministry. That's our ministry. And so we are very excited about welcoming people into the room. We use the phrase from Mother Lucille Clifton: keep this in the room you have for keeping. Keep this in the room you have for keeping. So the things that go down in the keeping room, I'm not saying you can't tell nobody, but there's something
I
it's
am. You usually, usually there is a lockdown where don't say nothing for like a moon cycle, like 28 days, 31 days.
yeah.
Y'all got to. you have to let the things process in your body. You have to let the
Yeah.
things marinate, digest. You have to metabolize
Yeah.
what is there, what occurred for you, what shifted for you. So when we
Hmm.
say keep this in the room you have for keeping,
You are the room.
you are the room.
Hmm.
You keep it, you hold on to it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of this.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Sometimes people tap into some magic, they immediately start doing this and
Uh-huh.
then wonder why don't nothing work no more.
Or they immediately put up that sales page.
Immediately. Immediately think, oh, I
Uh-huh.
could bottle this up and sell this. Do you even know the depths of what it can do for you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's
Yeah.
the keeping room is our, like, this is when you actually train with the twin hoodoo mothers. Like, yes, it is. We talk about experience of the talking table. That's but of this much of the keeping room. The keeping room is we teach.
Yes.
We get in there and we have workshops, we have activations, we have teachings. I already know that I we have plans to talk about in depth hoodoo erotics. I've already been doing my research, baby. I can't wait to teach that down. Um, we are going to talk about, this is our mediumship training. So for people who are like, how do I learn how to hear from spirits? Or I think I'm a medium, or I want to be a medium, or like maybe I'm not, maybe I am, and you're wanting to learn how to develop that thing. We believe that every hoodoo has sight,
Yes.
and we believe in the power of hoodoo hands. And so we work with how to move those hands, how to lay those hands, and how to have that hoodoo sight, that two-headedness. I know I don't know, but I hope that Twin gonna teach on this two-headedness, because baby, you want to learn about being a two-head, you gotta go to Dr. Zoe. And so this is the time to like really like be serious. And we do this in December. We do this right at the end. Why? Because we want to bring in the new year together. We're gonna have a good old
Come on,
watch.
watch night. Come
Huh?
on.
So December what, 28th, 29th?
29th, 29,
29th
30,
through
31, first. Mm-hmm.
yes, 29th through January 1st. We will be in Savannah. We will we're gonna be in the keeping room.
Yes.
We're going to be in that room together. We're going to learn how to channel spirits. You're going to know if it's your ancestors or not. Because I think there are a lot of times that there are messages or fears or questions of like, well, who am I talking to? Or people saying, spirit said, what spirit? One thing I love about Zolani is when they are channeling, they'll be there doing their thing. And if something don't quite sound right or it sounds different, they'll say, who am I talking to? Who's
Who's
this?
that?
And I always like love that they pause, because some people would just keep going and keep flowing. But the point of the matter is, I need to know who I'm talking to. I need to know who's talking to me,
Mm-hmm.
because everything that's in spirit ain't for you. And so we're going to teach you spiritual hygiene at the keeping room.
Yes.
We're going to teach you how to keep yourself from danger spiritually and outside in this world, because hoodoo knows how to be, as Sarah McKeever Days talked about in Hoodoo is Enough, how to be in the belly of the beast and
Mm-hmm.
live.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I am thinking about, an image that came to me from Mother Zoe, is that when hoodoo is in the belly of the beast will spit it up. It's almost like in the scripture of the Bible. Who was it? Who went to Nineveh? Jonah in the whale. Jonah was running from his destiny, got swallowed up by a whale. Eventually, the whale spit him up exactly where he was supposed to be. Empire is like that whale. And so, here in the hoodoos, Zolani and I, we're going to teach y'all how to be inside the belly of the whale or belly of the beast, to work that mojo, to work your hoodoo hand, to use your hoodoo sight and your spiritual hygiene to get the beast to throw you up. You are now what? Now, Tawini, you told us about running the fever, huh?
I did.
You taught us that at the beginning of the year about running the fever. Hoodoo's running the fever. So we're going to follow in that mode, and we're going to actually teach you these things. And then we're going to celebrate on watch night. We're gonna ring shout, baby. We're gonna call them spirits
Mm.
down. If you was at the talking table, it's gonna be a lot like that.
Yeah.
And so by the time we get there, you will know how to lay the hands. You will know how to calm them down. Yeah, yeah. And we gonna eat good because Dr. Mother
Mother
Lex,
Lex
Dr.
will
Mother
be
Lex gonna
cooking
be
up for
cooking for
us.
us.
She's gonna be in
Hmm.
the kitchen. That is her sanctuary.
Yes, and we are
Only
so
a couple
grateful.
people can cross that threshold. That is her mental.
Hello. That's
That
right.
is her mental. She's gonna feed us and feed us good.
That's right.
We just gonna have a time. We
Hmm.
gonna have a time. All that, and it is 4 days of ceremony.
Yes.
It is 4 days of ritual.
Hmm.
It is 4 days of being in community.
Yeah.
Like y'all can hug each other every day for 4 days. The people don't have that. You know what I'm saying? People do not
Yes.
have that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I'm excited. Denicia was talking about. I want to key. Like I want to laugh. I want to
Oh, we have
joke.
a
I want
good
to
time.
giggle. We have a good
We have
time.
a good time.
Yes.
Um, Summer, we were in New Orleans last time, so some of the babies went down Bourbon Street and hung out and did things. Like
Hmm.
it's fun.
Yes.
We have some things planned to bring in the fun because that's part of the erotic too. Like it's about pleasure. Like we not all about the business. We like to twerk. We like to laugh. We like to have fun. We like to after the calling we had communion, which was so fun. We was playing that Uno
Playing
game,
Uno.
baby.
I know
Uno got
Marcus not in the
serious.
chat today, but me and Marcus was like, go
Hey.
lovingly, lovingly, go after each other. Like, all right, yeah,
Mm-hmm,
catch this.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh,
So I don't know who gonna
beautiful.
fire up the space table. I know somebody said they wanted to get a dominoes game going. We gonna have a good hoodoo ass black ass time in Savannah. So we're not gonna only get our things spiritually. We're gonna also leave having made so many memories that's gonna keep you. One thing I know about the keeping room, Justice said this at the beginning of the live. The
Still
keeping room is
keeping.
still keeping me.
Still.
It's been 2 years almost, and everyone who was there at our inaugural keeping room said, I am still being kept.
Yes.
I am still being kept. And honestly, I feel the same way. I still close my eyes and I can still see every single face. I can still remember how the laughter sounded in that room off the acoustics. I still remember how it felt when we were eating good and Lex was doing the thing that Lex be
Mm-hmm.
doing. Like I'm still there. I'm still there. And so we're gonna do it again, and I'm so excited. So yeah, this is the Twin Hoodoo Mothers. We have some exciting things cooking up, and we want you to be a part. That's the only reason why we took time out of our Saturday to come and tell you about it.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, we will drop after this. We will drop our social media information and how you can get to know and be involved with the Twin Hoodoo Mothers as well as the Bay Area Hoodoos. Make sure that you are subscribed on Zolani's channel. My channel, I have not been over here. If you're a storyteller, I love you. I miss you. I have not been over here as much. That's because Mother is doing a lot of transitioning and changing. My content is changing. Um, I'm changing, but it's beautiful. But if you wanted to go deep into hoodoo at this time, I trust Zolani. So please support their channel. Zolani uses they, them pronouns. Make sure if you go over there, don't embarrass me. Um, come correct. That's my twin. I don't play about them. Um, but go over there and learn you something. Learn you something about yourself, about your spirits, about hoodoo, this tradition. Um, and I'll be back. I don't know in what capacity, but I'll be back. But for now, the work of the Twin Hoodoo Mothers is where we are focused. And and so we are grateful. We are grateful that you hung out with us today. Indigo. Don't be embarrassing me over there at Twin's house now. I don't want them to be like one of the storytellers came over here and said they did, huh?
Oh, I kick motherfuckers out. So
Yeah, I know. I know.
try me if you want to.
Don't let the smile fool y'all. Don't let the smile fool y'all because mothers will really be fathers, okay? So,
I love appearing this way and really being a G.
It's
Really
it's
being a
hoodoo.
gangster.
Uh-huh. Period.
Woo.
Well, we love y'all so much. Thank you for hanging out with us today. It wasn't what we planned, but maybe it was what the moment needed. And so we give thanks for that. Thank you to Mari again for giving us that powerful testimony that we could read into your hearing. And if you were at the talking table and you still want to submit a testimony, whether that's video, written just like this, please send it to us because we keep those and we need that. Those are great offerings to our spirits, so we can say, "Hey, look at what is being happening. Like, let's keep this going." It feeds them and it feeds us. And so we are giving thanks for you.
Thank you, everyone. We love y'all. We love y'all.
Bye.